Today, guys, we are going to be deep diving into Battlefield V, also known as Battlefield 5, also not known as Battlefield Down Arrow. This game, I think, is absolutely wonderful. I get asked this quite often on the live stream that, is this game good? How would you rate it? And if I'm being completely honest and transparent with you guys, this is the best Battlefield experience that I have personally encountered since Bad Company 2. I would rate this above Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. Sure, it's got its issues, and we're going to dive into those during this video, but I really feel that they have everything going right with this game, and I want to discuss all of that with you guys. So if you enjoy what you hear today, feel free to subscribe. I invite you to become part of our community, and if you do, remember to hit that little bell. Otherwise, you may not get my videos in your sub box, so make sure you take part in that action, and let's begin. The game comes with 8 maps, a handful of game types, I'm too lazy to count, and about 7 to 8 guns per class. And I really like the maps in this game. I really want to highlight this for a second because I'm that guy that when I play a game, whether it's, you know, a Battlefield franchise or just any shooter in general, there's usually a handful of maps I don't like. It's actually not that uncommon for me to like 2 or 3 maps and dislike the other 7 or 8 maps in the game, and sadly that's become kind of normal for a lot of people. I like 7 of the 8 maps. That is actually a very nice ratio, if I'm being honest, and I'm sure every one of you shaking your head right there like, what could that one other map be? Everybody class together? Hamada, that's the one. Yeah, there you go. Honestly, the map's not too bad, but once you've played it, you've probably had your fill. If they cut it in half, you know, you just get rid of that bridge and that whole other island, it probably wouldn't be that bad a map. I might even enjoy it. But the map is just way too big. It's more like a 100-player count thing. Just throw the BR on that one and you probably have enough space to work with. But I really do like the maps. They're all very interesting. I feel like they actually help create a unique core gameplay, despite the new catch-up method, which is something that a lot of people are a little confused about. I'll talk about that later. The game, I feel like, flows better, and you're going to have more games that are closer, that are less of a spawn trap that you're used to at a Battlefield, because there's generally 1 to 2 central locations that have a lot of action, and then further away from the main course, we have the sides, where, you know, you're outlying objective points in Conquest, which are huge because of the time it takes to travel to them. They cycle slower, so it's not uncommon for most of the games to actually end like 3 flags, and it kind of keeps the game close, and I really, really appreciate that feature. Are there steamrolls? Absolutely, they do happen. Are they as common as they used to be? Not even close, and that is one of the most refreshing things added in Battlefield 5. As for the guns are wonderful. I like that you can customize them. They have specializations. The trees have been reworked. They have been reworked so that they are far more accessible, and you actually have to choose, do I want a hipfire weapon? Do I want one more for range and ADS? Do I want to aim one for a higher rate of fire so it's faster to kill, or do I want to go for ammo capacity? So you have decisions to make when you pick these guns, and I really like that they really work well to however you want to play. And I'm happy with the overall performance. Each gun has its unique recoil patterns, so the more you practice with it, the better you're going to become with it. So it's not going to be foreign for somebody to have just one go-to gun in each class and stick to it and really master that particular weapon. And speaking of mastering, that's another thing they added and they really worked with here, is they have gold camo grinds. And that's something I'm currently participating in the live stream. If that's something you may be interested in, selfish plug, we're going to go ahead and put it in below. And I really like the camo grind because you have to master a weapon by getting it to rank 10. And then after that, you have assignments for each part of the gun. So it's not just like getting a few headshots and getting the whole gun unlocked with gold camo. I have, you know, the stock, the receiver, the sights, and each of those require their own mission and assignment for you to complete to get gold for that gun. Every gun. So it's really cool. So there's a lot of things to actually progress for the end game, things to collect, goals to have, which is something I've always felt Battlefield's been behind on. Even their microtransactions, they were behind the competition, and that's what actually generates earnings. So I'm like, okay. So I'm actually kind of glad to see that they're coming into the modern times with collectibles and just inner goals for their game. Now, the customization is a little lackluster. I know a lot of us like the modern games. We love the customization in the game, and though there are tons of sites to choose from, the stat variations on the attachments are not there. So I can't just, you know, equip this kind of muzzle brake, this kind of, you know, muzzle attachment, this to this, extended mag, and all this stuff, and have pros and cons to how they perform. And Some people like this because it's just straightforward. You're always going to be equaled out to whoever's using the gun, and it's more just about mastering the gun itself. But some people like to have that freedom of customization, and though that is not in the game, I don't think it actually hurts the game. I'm okay with this path, honestly. And now the TTK. Now this is something I do need to talk about. I'm going to be honest, there's a work in progress right here with some portions of Battlefield 5. The game launched in a really rugged state. I was crashing. There were bugs everywhere. It wasn't very good. By the time day one launched, the standard edition on the 20th, the game was definitely in a much healthier place, and none of that stuff really sits around. There are still bugs. There are some TTK issues going on. They're working on those, adamant just about making this game work. They're trying to tweak the TTK, which I am not for, but it goes to show that they're trying to find the perfect spot for this game, and I applaud the effort, and I hope they really just truly stick by the community and listen to our thoughts. And they've done a good job so far. They've worked on the UI. So many things have improved since the beta and the alpha experiences based on our feedback, and honestly, that's wonderful in its own right. So, one thing to note, though, is as you are playing this game, lots of things have changed. The attrition system is new, so basically you need to resupply yourself. If you don't feel like you can rely on a teammate to actually heal you or throw you ammo, there are random stations around the map for you to pick up. If you kill a guy, you can pick up ammo off his corpse, and where it used to be just a handful of bullets, now it's a considerable amount, usually like a third of a mag or something, so that's actually quite substantial compared to how, you're just like, back in my day, we only had 3 bullets off a corpse, and now you're like, oh goody. Just crazy good. So I honestly they found, it goes to show, like, they're really paying attention, and they're finding an area that doesn't make it too easy, too casual, so they fall back into the pit of the game being really, really casual, which is extremely avoidable, and this game requires more tactics. Your positioning matters. If you're one of those people that's really struggling to get used to this game, you're not alone. It's probably going to come down to a combination of things, but positioning is huge. You running out in the open, ultimately going to result in your death. Surprise, you put your hand in a crocodile's mouth, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to bite that thing. So you got to make smarter decisions in this game. And I know a lot of people may not want to think and have to work like that, but I find it refreshing to have a game that actually does that, where your thought process matters, your calculations matter, your positioning matters. When I get picked off in the open, I don't sit there and say, damn, man, that's bullshit, he shouldn't have killed me. I think, well, I probably shouldn't have been out there. How do I fix this next time around? Do I fix it? No, I run right back out there because I'm stubborn, but I had the choice nonetheless. And that's something worth noticing. I did also, because we're firing off everywhere, hit max rank in 2 days. Now, a lot of you guys are going to be like, wow, max rank 50? You did it in 2 days? That's just terrible. What we know, and though there's no concrete information out there yet, is that there is going to be a system beyond the max rank that you achieve. Now, we don't know if there's going to be a prestige system, very similar to how Call of Duty does theirs. If it's just going to be a never-ending ceiling, like a cap, whereas you just keep pushing, you can eventually hit like 354, by the time the game's over. But right now, we're currently at a ceiling where we can't earn any more company coins. For those that are upgrading their vehicles and stuff like that, they've run out. They've depleted all their funds, and now they may not be able to upgrade certain parts of their weapons. So again, lots of things are works in progress, and I'm really waiting for these things to come together. They're working around the clock, and I'm actually really proud of what they're doing with that. But the max rank system is yet to be revealed, and I'm really excited for that, because I've always hated that, you get to 100 rank, and then what, right? Where do you go from there? So removing that always leaves room for improvement and bragging rights, whatever the purpose. It's just a very healthy thing for games nowadays, to have things to collect and things to aim for that just don't ever hit a ceiling. Now, a lot of people are going to be curious about the Battle Royale. Now, the Royale, I believe it's called Firestorm, is set to do in March. Now, I'm excited about this for a couple things. Some people are like, I don't even want to get the game, I can't believe they delayed it. I'm not sure if I've ever actually read anywhere that they're delaying the Battle Royale. I don't know if they ever said it was going to be on launch and they postponed it like half a year or what. I'm quite positive that it might have nothing to do with that, actually. But I could be wrong. It happens from time to time. And with that knowledge, I'm okay. Battlefield generally has a 2-year cycle. So because of this, having a pretty big addition to the game like a Battle Royale 6 months after launch could be very refreshing, could bring a lot of people back to the community. And more importantly, just bring my interest back in and have something else to aim for. I'm completely cool with them basically launching something massive like that 6 months after launch, because why not? That might have been calculated all along. But what do we know? But either way, there's limited information out there. More will pour in, and as it pours in, I will obviously deliver it to you guys via stream and YouTube. As for the premium and the Tides of War system, I'm actually very, very excited about this. So the game is $60 now. No more of that season pass premium kind of shenanigans. So it's a lot more affordable for the average person. You're not being ripped off between this and the deluxe. Obviously at launch, the new service, the premiere, it was a little, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Don't like it, but ultimately, if we're talking about the actual game, I'm okay with this. $60 is a lot more easy to just digest than, you know, $120 every year, and I like having that. That's always great. Save more money. Not everybody can afford tons of games and seasons and everything else. That basically gives me the freedom to pick up another game, and I like that. So that, again, I think is a great process. Now, this has basically been kind of transformed into a Tides of War, where every couple months we're still going to get DLC, we're still going to get guns that launch, we're going to still get maps and war stories and just things to play and keep us active throughout the 2-year cycle of Battlefield V. And because of this, they're going to put them out and push something out every couple months. They're going to bring Rush back, and maybe as a timed release. Kind of sad about that. My favorite game type, please give me this back. And you're going to see game types work like that, guns and everything, which guns will obviously become a permanent addition to the game. And again, just healthy reasons for you to come back and keep sampling the game, keep trying the game, have more things to aim for, more guns to go for gold camo, whatever the reason is. And I'm very satisfied with that. So again, the game launched with a few bugs, nothing crazy, nothing over the top is still really in the game. There's a couple things like one-frame kills and just obviously that they're working on, and I think when you take all that away, the gunplay is the best that it's ever been in a Battlefield, in my honest opinion. Guns go where you shoot. You don't have to worry about suppression, randomly throwing your bullets off course. It just feels very rewarding. You feel like you're the weapon, and when you kill people, it's very, very satisfactory. I love shooting in this game. I love killing in this game, and it feels better than any other Battlefield. It's probably because of a combination of things. I can't probably pinpoint one thing, but it just feels good. Honestly, this is one of the best Battlefield experiences I've ever had. This will go down as a top classic. This will go down as one that other future Battlefields will be compared against. So I'm really happy with this. This is very refreshing after bouncing off of Battlefield 1, which was very casual with lots of cheesy elements and broken mechanics. They've slightly tweaked things like healing and everything else just to make this game a bit more mechanic heavy, teamwork heavy, but that's what Battlefield is. It's all about working as a team, as one unit, and trying to crush the opposition. And I think they've done a great job with this. The game types are great. Everything's wonderful. The collectibles, I'm down with it. So I cannot give them more of a thanks for this product. I'm so stoked for it. I'm going to keep playing it. I own it on all 3 platforms. I stream it on all 3 platforms. I am so ready for the future of this game. And they set the bar high with this one, honestly. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like. It really does help the channel out. And let me know your feedback down below. What do you think about the game? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Give me your honest opinions. So thank you guys for your time. I'll catch you with another video here soon.